Sherry, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really neat paper toy called a Flexagon. And I have one here for you that has pictures of sharks on it. And there's the great white shark, as you probably already know. And the Flexagon opens up, and it opens again, and opens again. And so you can see that the Flexagon itself has 4 faces, even though it's a flat piece of paper, really, a flat construction. So I just think that's fascinating. So I'm going to show you how to make one of those today. And you'll need some paper. You'll need something to write with. You'll need glue and scissors. And I have just some old magazines here that I use to cut the pictures out to go on my Flexagon. But you don't have to use that. You can draw your own pictures. You can put poems on here. You can make your own comic strip. You can put riddles on one. You know, imagine put riddles here and then put the punchline of the riddle on the other face. That would be pretty neat, I think. So here's a rectangular piece of paper, but we need a square. So this is how you do that. You take the corner and fold it up to the long edge. And I'm not going to crease it if I can help it. I'm going to draw a line here where the edge of the paper is. And then we'll cut that off. And you can save that for something else. So here's our square piece of paper. The first thing you need to do is fold it in half. And I try to line my corners up so my Flexagon will be even. And fold it in half again. Now unfold it. And we're going to turn it, and we're going to do the same thing in the opposite direction. Fold it in half, lining up our corners, and fold it in half one more time. And when you unfold it, you should see that you have a grid of 16 squares. And we need to take out this center pane of 4 squares, and that's easy to do if you fold it in half one more time and then cut on the fold lines. So that's what I'm going to do here. And you can see where the fold line is, where we creased our paper already. Or at least I hope you can see it. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is take your pencil and you're going to label your upper left corner with a capital A and the square right beside it with a small a. Then your bottom right corner gets labeled with a capital B and the square next to it gets a small b. And that's where we're going to put our glue. Oops. So let's just put some glue there. And glue there. And now you're going to fold these over like so and press down to make your glue stick, and glue your capital B to your small letter B. Okay, so now I have an open side here and an open side here. So I'm just going to turn that and label this one a capital C and a small c. And label this one a capital D and a small d. And we're going to do the same thing and glue those letters together. Now, after you've made several Flexagons, you won't need to label it anymore because you'll know exactly what you're doing. But it sure does make it easy for that first time when you're trying to figure it out. So let's fold those over. Now your Flexagon is finished. It may take it a minute for the glue to dry, but when you open it that first time, you may need to give the creases a little extra fold, or the folds a little extra crease, rather. And there you have it. There's your Flexagon. Now you're ready to decorate it however you like. And I want to show you one other thing before we go. if you decide you want to cut pictures out to decorate your Flexagon with, I like to look at the picture and see what would make the best picture to go on my Flexagon. For example, if I put my paper here, I'm just going to get the bird's legs. That may make for a funny picture though, but I probably would rather have the bird's face. So I'm going to put my Flexagon there where the picture is that I want, and I'm going to trace around my Flexagon. And then I'll cut out that square. And another thing to think about if you're going to glue pictures on your Flexagon does open in the center. So any pictures that you glue on here have to be cut in the center. For example, I have this shark picture that fits perfectly. And what I would do, I would fold it in half and then cut it in half and glue one side here and one side there. And that way my Flexagon will still open, even though I've glued a picture on it. And that's what I did here, as you can see, with my shark pictures. And that way my Flexagon still opens, even though I've glued another piece of paper on top of it. So that's the only thing really to be careful of when you're gluing things on it. Make sure that you leave it open so it can flex. And that's all. I hope you have fun with this Flexagon.